Tim O'Malley with Tim Priester following Brian Kelly's press conference after their first practice, basically, in preparation for Clemson, a practice he called purposeful. And interesting, he offered that, it's not like a bowl game where they're getting a lot of young guys in there. There were no young guys in there. It was the first and second string, and he really wants to see what he has in those guys.
Yeah, he said they were locked in, and I actually asked the question, do you ease in guys like Tranquil and Coney and Book, who have been banged up from the end of the season? He said, no young guys. It's all guys moving to the forefront that are going to be the driving force in this Clemson game. I thought it was interesting. He fully addressed that there are 5 players that will inquire about their draft status. I would assume that's the 4 juniors of Kareem Love, Claypool, and Okwara, and we're also assuming that Miles Boykin, who's a senior but has another year of eligibility, would be that 5th one.
Yeah, and then just kind of briefly got into Myron Tagovailoa-Amosa. He did take part in practice today. It seemed like Brian Kelly was downplaying what he could do. But then by the end of it, he said, well, when asked if they could give him 10 or 15 plays, he said, yeah, I think we'll get him to the point where he can give us 15 plays. But basically, MTA is just starting his camp at this point. He's not in football shape. But I guess the goal, Brian Kelly said we need the whole time to get him in there, and they might be able to. It would really help.
I would think that could change. If 10 days from now he hasn't made the progress that they expected. Sure. That's still kind of a fringe guy. You're not going to win or lose based upon MTA's appearance, but that's promising, and obviously he's definitely the heir apparent to Jerry Tillery.
And then speaking of fringe guys, there's a hero or zero component. Brian Kelly used that phraseology that there might be a wide receiver. It's now we've drilled down to either Lawrence Keys or Braden Lindsey for this one. You have an opinion on that. There might be one of them getting into the game in a situation where he said they can only help us. It's not a situation where we're going to put too much on the guy. He doesn't have to catch 9 balls. And I think we both think that might be Keys because he was ahead of Lindsey coming out of August.
I think we're probably spending too much time talking about guys that we don't know for sure. I do want to emphasize that he confirmed what we've known, that there are 10 early enrollees, and that came up because of Aaron Banks, who was an early enrollee, and he said that he probably wouldn't be in the position he's in if he hadn't been an early enrollee, and he's a big proponent of it. And he says that half year or that spring semester is really like a full year. So with 10 freshmen coming in next year, that's huge for Notre Dame.
It'll be mostly first and second stringers going at it in preparation for Clemson. That's all for today from the Goog. We will be back with a podcast on Monday, and we're not back at Notre Dame until what's become basically a media day next Saturday at Notre Dame.